This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Our question, who didn't get permission to do that thing they did? And here come those emails from the Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Good a time. I'll read you one for today, then jump into the emails, guys. Who didn't get permission? Ola, guys. My brother lives in Georgia. He has a very abrasive personality that really pushes the limits of what he can get away with that I find hilarious. He was a master mechanic for the Air Force A-10 program, which is the new Flying Tigers unit, essentially. His unit was invited to the Top Gun, or whatever the equivalent is called, so he had to go with there since he was their mechanic. Well, my brother really likes beer. Alaskan Amber, to be exact, and found out that there was none for sale nearby where they were having him stay. So he ordered a guy that he outranked to drive hundreds of miles to go pick up a keg of the stuff that he was able to find in stock. Luckily, no one found out because that was definitely not an order that came from the top. Guys, he also lives in an HOA and constantly messes with them. He was given a letter from the HOA to repaint his mailbox since the paint was flaking and showing some rust. Well, their mistake was giving him 30 days to complete this task. Every day, for 30 days, he sprayed only a small spot, so it would look like this terribly blotchy painted mailbox until it was fully painted 30 days later. Keep on rocking that from B-Dub.
That is funny.
Hello, gentlemen. It's my son Joshua's birthday. I would really appreciate a little kid fish sandwich. All the best. That from Christopher.
Fish sandwich.
Guys, today is my 15th birthday, and once again, no one else will email in for me. I would really like a fish sandwich montage. Thanks for getting my birthday there right for the second year in a row. Thanks, that from Jack. And right after that, we get an email from Jack's dad, who also said, hey, yeah, this kid needs a laugh, and so do I. So he is a great kid, managed COVID all year. Now he's entering in-person school. So how about for Jack's birthday, a fish sandwich montage, if we could?
Can I get
a fillet of fish sandwich?
So you know I got
I'll have a fish sandwich.
Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich? Put the cheese and the tartar on the side.
I'll order a fish sandwich.
Is it too early for a fish sandwich? Cheese and tartar on the side. Oh, yeah. I smell the fish sandwich. Maybe some dinner relish in the morning. At noon. And at night.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich? So you don't want a fish sandwich?
Jack also wanted the Wendy Williams fart thing.
Yeah. Of course.
Guys, I want to wish
that's the only way you finish a fish sandwich.
Wish Adalberto a happy 21st birthday. Big 21 today. Want the fish sandwich and the dirty Germans. That from the whole family.
Fish sandwich. Are you sure?
Yeah, home, I am quite sure. Tonight will be all about the fish sandwich, the one you hide in your pants.
Yeah, it's the 21 run. You got to be careful on this one. Make sure somebody looks out for you. Get you home safe, and then tomorrow you're going to feel like garbage. Drink some water.
You will have tomorrow the 21 runs.
Yeah, once for my 21st birthday, somebody threw me a surprise party. I responded by puking off the balcony.
Happy birthday.
How did that happen? Like, did you see all the drinking?
Happened to all of us. All the fellows want to give a 30th birthday shout out to my cousin Michael Howling Crane. Give him a "your penis is too small," the Wendy mating call, and Miles' inspirational quote. Love you, cuz, and wish my last name was as cool as yours. All right, here you go, Michael. Michael, remember every single day 89,000 people die every night in their sleep for absolutely no reason at all, and they can't figure out why. That being said, happy birthday.
Connection to
Find
tomorrow.
that stat.
All the guys I want
no
to...
medical conditions, they're just dying in the sleep.
Absolutely.
Jeez.
All the guys, I want to wish my husband Scotty a very happy 32nd birthday. Please wish him a happy Chinooka. That from Haley.
Happy Chinooka.
But Joel, listen, happy Tequila Tuesday.
Scotty.
I want to give a shout out to my wife Yasmin, who is turning 34 today, but swears she's only 30. Yet her body acts more like 65. Could you give her a suck it up cupcake? And Al hitting the window of Mickey and Goofy, telling her if she's still in the 33 club or not due to the pandemic. I love you tons. That from your honey bear Manuel.
So, suck it up, cupcake!
Well, gals, you know, old Goofy, here's the dogs. Even if your body's 65, that makes your body 9, which is terrifying.
You know, honestly, the 33 Club is so hard to get into. No, she's not in it. It's the bottom line.
You would know. Guys, our neighbor Jeff is turning 37. Can we get a big old Leroy Jenkins? Your penis is too small. And the dirty German's talking about how wiping your ass with your non-dominant hand after shoulder surgery is hard. Jesus. That from Allison and Aaron.
Let's do this.
Yeah, we know it is quite hard, but frankly, one of the things I like most is a man with a dirty, sloppy, clearly missed backside.
Yeah, this one worries the Germans. One of us Germans has a short shoulder, so he's getting looked at. The idea of it being in a sling and wiping with his left hand sounds awful.
You have a bad shoulder?
It's not great.
What happened?
I don't know. It's right there.
No reason.
You don't think? Why don't you just start
I can
practicing
lift it up
now?
and stuff.
Start practicing with your left hand, man.
I should.
This is from the gym, isn't it?
It doesn't stop. I was lifting this morning. I probably shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Probably
Actually,
not.
you know what? I'll tell you how I stretch it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
In the morning?
No, in the evening.
And then it popped?
God, it is horrible.
And it popped?
It was after the show. The
right.
Seahawks were playing a Monday Night Football game. I was in a hurry to get home. I called an Uber. And, I was hurrying up and just reached out real quick.
And it's been that way ever
bad
since?
since.
Well, as I said, I could still lift and stuff. It's just right on top. Sometimes it gets sore.
That's a small tear.
Brother's gonna
That's what
wipe
I'm worried
with the
about,
left
man.
hand.
Wait a minute, Thrill, when you were at your wrist, did you wipe with the right hand?
Yes, it did.
How'd that go?
Not awesome. So my
German
laundry looked a
chocolate.
little different, man. I mean, you do the best you can. You think you've got it, right?
You should
and change out of your underwear. You're like, I did not get
You
it.
should ask your wife to help you out.
I'll tell you one thing. If I got to do something with this shoulder, I'm getting a fleshlight.
All the fellas, today is my
I won't
beautiful
do that
wife's
with my other
birthday.
It's not going to happen.
My beautiful wife's name is Julie, a.k.a. Mrs. Barrington. She's a great designer and a caring mother of our 4 fur babies. So how about some of Thrill Shotgun Gets? And Coach Ted talking about how age 39 is just the beginning of her prime. Appreciate everything you guys do. Have a great day. That from Dave. Get fur baby! Get!
39's not old. I remember it like it was a year ago. You know, some people do better in their 40s. I mean, hell, there's people that don't even get famous till 45, 50. Julia Child. Yeah, got a book published later in life.
Oh,
but yeah, you got 4 fur babies, which those are dogs.
I hope. Or really ugly children. We don't know.
But either way, it seems like 39 should be all right for you. Hitting the prime. I mean,
just don't stretch out with your shoulder real hard.
Yeah, well, Jesus Christ. That did happen off 39. Here's the deal. Just, I don't know. You're fine. I'm sure you're hot. Your husband still likes you. And hopefully they're cute dogs. Not those weird, ratty-looking ones.
I bet you they have weird, ratty-looking dogs.
As soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, oh, they got tiny rat dogs.
Guys, shout out for my coworker Big Dave on his 47th birthday. Please give him a symphony of Turtle Wax and the Wendy Williams Double Pipe Classic. That from Josh. much all. It's a good day to you and your listeners. I'm wanting to get a birthday shout out from my mom, Sandy. She's 72 today, from her son, Jeff. I'm the former active duty Marine who was working in the Middle East as a private contractor doing my thing. Tell Ted the F1 race in Bahrain was amazing. If it gets a chance to go in person, you definitely got to go and see one.
All right.
Getting back to my beautiful and mean Cherokee Irish redheaded mom, she would like a little smoky happy Chinooka, then the dirty Germans telling her what happens in the teepee that stays in the teepee. Thank you, gentlemen, and have a wonderful day. Your loyal listener here in Dubai from one badass Marine.
Happy Chinooka.
Yeah, you want to know what happens in the teepee, you have to join us in the teepee. Oddly enough, we're going to do a sex move tonight called the Smoky Chinooka.
Is that how it's supposed to?
Oh, yeah. The Smoky Chinooka must be limber, and preferably with only 3 limbs. Yeah.
The teepee. Yeah, usually I just try to go inside up there and hope somebody's working on the arrowheads.
All right, guys, here we go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you. BJ.
Ja, the Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Yes, friends, it's time once again for Sit and Spin. Let's gather around the old radio and listen to some swellerific new music.
There he is.
Oh, hi.
Somewhere in his basement studio dungeon bar, it's Ryan Castle. Ryan, big news.
What's the big news?
People can listen to your show anywhere now around the country on the Odyssey app. Did you hear the memo this morning?
I was privy to that, yes.
Yes, that's exactly right. Just making sure you knew.
Yeah,
I know
I
that
think I may have sent you that, as a matter of fact.
You don't check your emails, so I was just making sure that you were on top of this brand new thing.
We figured you should know.
AUDACY, the
I'll
new...
know who to send the time cards to so you guys can get paid.
Yes. Download the Odyssey app and
yes, they do all punch time cards.
And sit and spin and all.
We like to keep it old school here.
Yeah.
We have a horn and everything when it's break time.
We have so much just promotion to do right now, Ryan.
Bro.
It is insane.
It's thick right now. It really is.
It's heavy. I'm going to stack it. I don't care.
Okay, do it.
Every Sunday at KISW in the morning until about noon or so, we do Dude, It's the 80s. Probably.
It's Miles' favorite show.
It's my favorite show on the radio station, even better than ours. Now, I will have to say this. 25 from 50 is catching up. The thing you do at noon on Saturday and Sunday for 50 years KISW.
That's the one time I can stomach listening to you.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, your show's much better. But this...
So that's your problem every other day in the office.
Yes, it is.
With your stomach. Yes, listening to my show.
You make me fart, Castle. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
This week...
me and everything else.
This week you're featuring the year 1984, which was an amazing year in music on 25 from 50. So we're all 80s
decided
all weekend.
To mix it up. We didn't want to just pick out years, so we picked out different years. We picked out different eras. We picked out different genres and bands. But yeah, this year is 1984, which was a stellar year.
So it's going to be a lot of 80s, by the way, over the weekend. So we decided today on
Well, God, I hope so. If we're counting down 25 songs from 1984.
Don't mess that part up.
We are today going to do the 10 best albums from the 80s. Everybody kind of tuned up for that. So I guess this is more leaning rock, Ryan, because this is from Ultimate Guitar Magazine.
Yeah, so you got to consider always when you hear these surveys or studies, right? You have to consider the people that they ask. So if you asked a bunch of people who read Reader's Digest what the best 25 albums,
Milton Berle,
it'd be very different,
right?
Very different,
right? And they did Ultimate
Berle Live's greatest hits,
right? Ultimate Guitar. They did the 25 best albums of the 80s. Obviously, when we do Sit and Spin, we just count down the top 10. But there's some good ones on there. Steve, Faith No More, The Real Thing came in at number 16 from 1989.
Great effing album.
Believe it or not, at the time,
absolutely.
I thought Synchronicity from The Police was a great album.
That was a great album.
In 83. It's at number 17.
You know what I don't like about the Police? Sting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't like the Police.
But Screaming for Vengeance.
Rest of the band, great.
Screaming for Vengeance, one of my
Stuart
favorite
brilliant.
Priest albums from 1982, was only 8.
Yeah.
That was the first Priest album I got, man.
A lot of these lists, people tend to disagree with us on one level or another, but I think people will be more or less happy listening to this list today.
But they narrowed it down to the top 10.
Have you met people? They won't be.
You know, I don't get out a lot anymore, but I've met some folks.
Yeah. Okay. So what we have for you today is the 10 best album from the 80s of all times on Sit and Spin.
10, number 10.
All right. I have a hard time believing that, in all honesty, that this is number 10. And
Dude,
the reason
tough
I
act
say
to
that,
follow, right?
I'm telling you what,
yes.
there's not a bad song on 1984. Matter of fact, the two that weren't really
you got
released.
one of the biggest bands from the era and an album called 1984.
With a baby smoking a cigarette on the cover.
And the only hits that weren't on the album were Top Jimmy and Drop Dead Legs, which are two of the best songs on there.
Top to bottom. This is a great album.
That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll probably hear this on 25 from 50, I guess, as you're doing 25
if we're
best
doing
songs
our
from
jobs right,
1984.
yes.
You'd think that
And
something
honestly,
would show up.
For all of the Van Halen albums that I've heard, this album has the fewest stupid David Lee Roth moments. Right, Hot for Teacher's a little borderline, but he's actually reserved
I've got
on this
my
album.
pencil.
Something to write on.
Paul Stanley wrote that for him.
I was going to say, that's straight Paul Stanley. You know that. 10 best albums from the 80s.
Number 9. That ain't working. That's the way you do it.
I don't know the album. I mean, I know the song. I dig the song. I like the song. The video was cool, but I don't.
What was it? Walk of Life was on here, I believe.
Was it?
So Far Away From Me? I think there was a couple.
Okay, I do know this album. I did not realize that all those songs were on this album.
Yep.
It was a great album.
But it had a lot to do with MTV and the popularity at the time of MTV.
Oh, by the way.
This video, I mean, it is a great album, and I think it probably would have done great regardless, but I mean, this video and MTV and that era and everything happening at the song.
And you know who sings on this song, don't you?
Mark Knopfler?
Sting. I want my
MTV, yeah.
Yeah, Walk of Life was probably the most iconic video from that, with all the sports highlights on it. I remember that back in the day. That's probably before your time.
I don't remember that.
That's a little...
Yeah. 10 was 5.
You know what iconic means, right?
Exactly. These are the 10 best albums from the 80s on Sit and Spin.
8. Number 8.
This is great until someone tries it karaoke.
God damn it. And they do it every time.
It happens every time. You're right, Thrill. Every time.
Why do they allow this?
Somebody's got to do it.
I mean, Aaron Jones can do it, but you can't.
He's Aaron goddamn Jones. He's a professional
Sting
musician.
has a song with the Police called Message in a Bottle, and I think a lot of people's message comes from a tequila bottle, and it says, I can sing karaoke.
These are the 10 best albums from the 80s of all times on Sit and Spin.
Number 7.
Now, I think we need to tell people, this was a survey from people who read Ultimate Guitar. Right.
So for
this
those
is
two
not the
albums to come
best-selling
through.
albums of the 80s. This is not the most iconic albums of the 80s. This is not, of course, Michael Jackson's Thriller was okay.
Do you think it's because Eddie Van Halen popped up on there and they said, you know what?
Perhaps.
Throw it on there.
But Thriller's
Or
one of
there
the,
were just some reasonable people that
Thriller
went,
is
wow, that album was big.
It is a great album. It's one of the top, I think it's the top selling album. But the point you think with guitar, what is it? Guitar aficionado, guitar activist.
Ultimate Guitar.
Ultimate guitar. You wouldn't necessarily know they would go here because this is all bass and funk and all that kind of thing.
Right. Well, that's for people that wouldn't have voted for this. They're just reading guitar.
Oh, right. You're
Not
you're
Ultimate.
Right. Not Ultimate Guitar, yes.
Oh.
These are the 10 best albums from the 80s on Sit and Spin.
6. Number 6.
Yeah.
I mean, Blizzard of Oz, 1981. You want to talk about... Blizzard of Oz was 80. You want to talk about just kicking the door down after you leave Black Sabbath and making a mark.
And no one thought he would because he was so drugged up. But what are you going to do without Sabbath? And this album came out. You're like, I think he'll be A-okay.
Yeah, with No Bone Movies, when he started watching movies that weren't X-rated.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of good ones. Though.
Big time. It's
Exactly. 10 best albums from the 80s on Sit and Spin.
5. Number 5.
Yeah, for sure, man. Even though he has the singing voice of a 95-year-old woman.
Is this your favorite Rush album there, Ryan?
I celebrate their entire catalog, Miles.
That was very diplomatic of you. Thought you were going to Fly By Night or 2112.
It's a great album.
I celebrate their entire catalog. Remember, we went to a Rush show with Taryn Daly. We had a great time.
Yeah. The one guy was not very
And
nice.
I celebrated every song.
No.
Shouldn't have worn my Glenn Campbell shirt there for the photo op because he didn't look. Getty didn't look very happy because everyone else had Rush shirts on. These are the 10 best albums from the 80s on Sit and Spin.
Number 4.
Oddly, they were talking about my house.
The crab tube.
If you're in danger, they're saying, "Oh, dude, just run to the hills." We were a very accommodating family when I was growing up.
It's not HILLS. It's HILL''S.
That is. Thank you. Yeah,
the hills is.
Right. What was the number of the beast? 80?
82, I think.
No, Miles, it's number 4.
I know what I'm saying. What year did it come out? Jesus.
82, I think.
These are the 10 best albums from the 80s on Sit and Spin.
Number 3.
And this is when people made it to my house.
Song about bag tag.
After Ran to the Hills, you sang this.
Jesus. You can't argue about Back in Black, though. That's a fact.
A little known fact
Was it
about...
the hit the sack part? I don't get it.
Yeah, bag tag.
Yeah, that game never ended.
It's a terrible game to play with your friends. These are the 10 best albums from the 80s on Sit and Spin.
Number 2.
Welcome to the jungle.
This is my number 1.
I can't believe this is not number 1.
Yeah. I mean, you can make an argument for AC/DC's Back in Black.
Sure.
Yes, you can.
For sure.
All right.
For sure. I mean, both of these albums, Miles, I know you're not real keen on the word iconic, but they are iconic.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Baltimore Guitar, they surveyed its readers, came up with a list of the 10 best albums of the 80s. We made it to number 1.
Number 1.
Okay, now I understand.
Yeah. Now it all makes sense, right?
This song is about Jim Henson.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's true.
Kermit used to sing this to the other Muppets before showtime.
Master. Thank you, Ryan Castle. We appreciate it. There you go. And don't forget to catch Ryan Saturday and Sunday right here on KISW, 25 from 50, as we celebrate 50 years of KISW. This week, the year is 1984. You are listening to The Men's Room.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. An Odyssey station. Yay! You're in the men's room.
Coming up in minutes, we'll drink and we'll toast for the shout of the day, and we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. But first, a quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, one of the Capitol rioters was arrested in Dallas while he was wearing a commemorative T-shirt that read, quote, "I was there, Washington, D.C., January 6, 2021.
You bought a commemorative T-shirt? No, the FBI is looking for you.
I think he made a commemorative T-shirt.
That makes more sense.
Some of them already had it made before they showed up.
Well, sure. I mean, going into it, these fools thought the conclusion of this would be different. So, even though it's remarkably stupid and speaks to mental health problems on a much bigger level, I understand that if you believe that nonsense, you might print the shirt because you think you're doing something beneficial and you say, hey, man, I was there, right?
Yeah.
It's like the sticker that says I voted. But after the fact, I don't know that I'd wear it again where you go, hey, turns out we got duped and the FBI, whatever you believe, they're looking for me to lock me up. It's like wearing a shirt that says Witness Protection Program.
Right.
I mean, you just don't.
Or your shot of the day coming up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, this guy, he's a winner.
Oh, that's fantastic. There's a coffin house listed for sale in Maryland that has a fake cemetery in the backyard and coffins all around the house.
Did you look at any of the pictures of it?
Of course not. I'm not working on it.
It's not really... It's as much Oakland Raiders and L.A. Raiders as it is a goth house.
It is.
Okay. It's a shrine to the Raiders organization.
But clearly there's an emo person.
They have mirrors all around the bed in every angle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, there's a Bo Jackson jersey up. There's a Howie Long jersey up.
The thing is, it's all pretty high-quality stuff. It's just not a house you'd want to buy.
Stabler jersey up.
You know, there's things that mimic coffins, and, like, it's really well done. There's just, I mean, I can think of two people off the top of my head. One we used to call Pound Cake.
Yes.
She would dig that spot, right?
Yeah, she would absolutely dig that spot. Yeah. Wow, that's...
I mean, there's a Jack Tatum.
Sweet but dense. That's why we called her Pound Cake.
Sweet but dense.
Sweet but dense.
Also, that is such a tiny house.
It is.
One bedroom.
It is.
Yeah. Like, credit to that guy. Like, I read the story. He got it from his mom or something.
All right.
And he did a great job, and it was just kind of like, yeah, I saw Gates at a cemetery and got the inspiration.
Got a pretty lure in the back, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a great... It's
the
a
kitchen's
cool spot.
nice.
Yeah.
It just, you know...
It looks like Ozzy Osbourne's stage house.
It does. You know, you're absolutely right.
Spiders and graves and whatnot. All right, kind of cool. Volkswagen leaked its new name for U.S. operations, and they called it Volkswagen. Like Volt is in electricity.
Because they're making electric cars.
I
Right.
see what you did there.
The thing is, I actually was just scrolling through, and their Twitter handle seems to have changed to Volkswagen, but then they came out and said, no, it was just supposed to be a joke. So I think somebody freaked out, and so they had to go out there and say, oh, no, it's a big ha-ha. It's kind of like the whole IHOP thing.
But I bet you they'll keep using it.
Of course they will. Of course they will. A travel agent in Hawaii is facing 47 felony charges after booking fake flights and trips for vacationers and pocketing the money.
Well, damn. I mean, come on, man.
That's just not cool.
It's just not cool. It's so easy to do, though.
Yeah.
Right? But it's still not cool. Maybe it's not cool because it is so easy. Like, there's nothing elaborate about the plan. It's just like, yeah, I can do this for you.
And it's one of those where they're targeting people that would still... that would kind of still use a travel manager. People that...
Sure, yeah, use a travel agent, which I don't know if there's any left in this country.
Right.
Unless your name's Expedia.
Exactly. A man in New Mexico went shopping, and his car was invaded by 15,000 bees.
Did you see the picture? Well, maybe it was a stuff.
No, I'm not.
Bees. It was insane.
Oh, yeah.
At first I saw it, I thought, like, did they superimpose this? Then I looked at the picture. It is terrifying.
Oh,
I mean, you would
goodness.
wonder what was on your car to make that. Like
the Queen.
What attracted? Yeah,
right.
Exactly. That's the ultimate answer.
I actually had that happen back at the car auction that I used to work at. Somebody way out and far, I don't know where, but they crashed a truck that had actually bees that they were transporting, and the Queen showed up on one of the cars that was out there, and the entire hive swarmed to this car. And it looks exactly like everything that you've ever seen in any show or picture. It is an absolute blanket of bees all over this thing. It is the damnedest thing you've ever seen.
I got to look that one up.
Oh, man, it's crazy.
I didn't see it. I was concentrating on the death house.
Not bad.
Zoomed in on that
Coffin
one.
house, Ted.
Coffin
house. Do you know where that thing's at, by the way, in Maryland?
I know roughly where it is. It's right outside of Baltimore.
Okay.
Which is what's also odd. Baltimore's not just one of those towns where you would expect it. Like, if you lived in San Fran, I'd be like, right, sure, I get it.
Even the idea of a single-family detached home.
That actually blew my mind, too. Like, you have property.
Most of the homes butt up against each other in row home form.
A teacher in Florida pled guilty to sending envelopes... a former teacher in Florida pled guilty to sending envelopes filled with white powder to 4 schools that had fired her.
I know you're not working on this, but did you see how old this person was?
I did not.
They're 66 years old.
Good Lord. Come on, man.
Right. It's like you're a substitute teacher already.
Right.
They basically just said, look, we're not doing that now because the teachers are teaching from home on Zoom. So there's very few instances where they don't show up now.
Right.
You know, so it's like...
And you're in your 60s. Aren't you a little bit beyond pettiness like this?
Well,
no, apparently not.
The problem is there was no place for her to go. Like, in other words, there's no in-school learning for her to actually show up.
Right.
If someone were to be sick. So her job's not there.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can do that, but I mean, it's not going to help your case.
And did you read it? Is it just white powder? Did she like put sugar or flour in there just to freak people out?
Probably. But the threat was that it was not.
Well, of course. Yeah. That's what it is. I'm wondering if that's as far as her pettiness went. Like,
but I mean,
if
are you going to
send them envelopes,
right? I bet you it's just flour. Let me take a handful. No, it's not. I mean, right.
Yeah, but when you're a kid too, you think all teachers are normal. And like any other profession, there's a good and bad, and everyone's not normal.
Oh, hell no.
But I mean,
looking back, how did I ever think
see stuff, and you're like, oh, okay, that's why she changed her name every 2 years.
Miss Buckowitz, not normal.
Right.
Yeah. And there is no age limit on petty.
No.
There really is not, man.
No.
I told you, my two uncles,
they're
still, it's been like 25 years, they're still fighting about something, and if you ask them what began all of this,
it was the other person.
They're in their 60s and so they don't remember what it is. They just know they're supposed to be mad, so they stay mad. But you don't know what you're mad about.
In my 8th grade French class, one of the girls who was in the class asked the teacher, he's like, hey, Mrs. Cassandra, are you pregnant? And she went up to the chalkboard and wrote a different name. From now on, I will be Mrs. and not Miss. She had a different name.
Oh, yeah, well, she was getting married.
Right, she was.
I just feel like you would probably tell the class. Hey, sorry, I forgot to tell you, I'm not Mr. Johnson.
She preempted it. She was like, this is going to be my name. I was just get used to it, start calling me this now.
There was a big deal that a teacher got pregnant in my grade school. But I was in 4th. That was a 5th grade teacher. I didn't care.
That wasn't a big deal. I mean, it wasn't one of the... If it wasn't one of the students, like, well, yeah, people have sex. Even your teachers had sex.
I guess it
not
was
Miss Buckowitz, though. I promise you.
I guess it was more of people were very fond of the teacher.
Okay, right.
Look, trust me. I don't. I just remember there was a lot of crying.
Really?
Lord.
Yeah.
Does your daughter have a favorite teacher?
Yeah.
How old is she?
Yeah. How old's a teacher?
No, how old's your daughter?
10.
I had a teacher.
So if she had a favorite teacher, then the teacher was like, hey, I'm leaving for the rest of the year.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, we had a tragic story earlier in the school year, and there were some tears on her behalf.
There it is.
Yeah.
A new study found that human males have the largest junk of all the primates.
Oh, yeah!
In fact, are you ready
for
this?
Go to the zoo with your pants down.
The average chimp is half the size of a human male.
Oh, that's why they're so angry, little chimp penis.
Oh, we're going to rip mine off so you can get some size?
That's right.
Planet of the Apes, huh? That's going to go well.
What about a gorilla?
Bigger. We're big. We're primate.
We're primate, man.
Human beings have the and
bigger than an orangutan.
Yes.
Bigger than
Miles, I am the newsman, and I am reading the story. A new study found that human males have the largest junk, quote, of all the primates.
So look, this Friday, me and my son, we're going to watch Godzilla versus King Kong.
Just tell
I will be sure.
You got a bigger crank than King Kong.
No.
What? Look, man, I'm just saying it's my opportunity.
That's how he beats Godzilla.
Son,
look at that teeny tiny penis.
I have a bigger penis than King Kong, just so you know. You might think you're all that, but Dad's got it.
That's right. Bigger than Kong, that's right.
I will say on that note, there is a new dating app for men that it's for men that don't quite measure up there.
Oh, man with a chimp penis.
Yeah, there you go.
What's it called for the little fellas out there, Mike?
I'm not working on it, Ted.
See, what do you mean you're not working on it? You should have studied that.
What do they call it?
I'm not working on it.
Or something like that, man.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm not kidding.
It's not called Tiny Tingle.
It's something similar.
It can't be.
Dude, it is.
Ted, you put it into your search bar, buddy.
Maybe it's called Tinkle.
Honestly, God, the name says basically
I think
what
it should say pee-pee. Because that's what like when it's a kid. You go like, oh, man,
stop
playing with your pee-pee.
And it's a dating app?
Correct.
Yeah, for men specifically with a small penis. But honestly, God, man, the name is something like Tiny Ones or...
Yeah, it's called Dinky One.
Yeah,
Dinky One.
It's called Dinky One.
Oh, my God.
I told you, man.
I love a man with a small penis.
I'm going to Dinky One.
Said no one.
How did you two meet? We met on Dinky One.
Hey, can you stop telling people that?
Yeah, these are for the micro ones.
Yeah, that's right. That's like the really, really small ones.
Yeah.
The dinky ones.
All right, so say we post something up on Dinky One, right? Are they going to be, and you meet the
Yes.
Will she be upset that I have a normal penis?
Yes. No, you have a bigger than average penis.
Maybe she has something shallow.
You are an imposter. There's no black men on Dinky One.
That's right.
It's a black flag as soon as I see, no pun intended, as soon as I see your picture.
That's BS.
It's a flag.
No NBA players.
It's Henry Rollins.
Someone looked at Google Trends to find the facial hairstyle each state Googles more than other states. And lucky for you guys, I have some good trends here. Facial hair.
So this is not like mullets in Tennessee or something.
Correct. So the first one that they found, the number one thing that they found is full beards top the list. 26 states. You got Alabama. Let's see, you got Connecticut and Delaware, Georgia and Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine. Let's see, Nevada, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, West Virginia, and Wyoming all searched for the full beard.
Everywhere that you would think.
Where it's cold.
I think the Northwest is pretty beard heavy.
It is, but I feel like we do different kinds of beards, you know?
It just says a few are into specific styles. Massachusetts is researching chin strap beards. Michigan and Minnesota are into band holes beards.
That's where the beard comes down and then goes up at the mustache and misses the chin.
Yeah, it says it's a big beard with a pronounced mustache.
Yeah.
Is that a beard then?
It's kind of like
sideburns.
It's kind of like what Vinnie Paul had.
Right.
In a way, without the bottom part of the goat, you know.
Let's see. Montana's been Googling monkey tail beards. That's where
that's the one I'm talking about.
That's a tiny beard.
That's the one I'm explaining.
one sideburn. It's a single sideburn that goes all the way around your chin and curves up into the mustache.
Right. That's the one.
Come on.
Because you can't grow beard hair?
I guess not. I don't know.
That's
just
not
that
a beard,
style that
man.
goes like
No.
this. You know, it's
You
there,
grow one
but it stops
sideburn.
here.
No, it's only from one side, Miles.
And then
It comes
curls around.
Oh,
Yeah.
Get out of here. You look like
Yeah.
a handheld phone.
No.
That's right. It comes down from one ear. I got the photo right here. It comes down from one ear down underneath your chin.
So your face looks like a ladle of hair.
All right,
Up the
I
mouth
see.
and across back over.
So it's like, it's not that it's
Stupid.
It's that he connected the beard to the one sideburn, but not to the other one.
So somebody's just messing around.
Yeah, that's right. Number 2, mustaches are next with 12 states. That includes pencil mustaches in Florida and Illinois and the handlebar mustache in Colorado and Nebraska.
Florida searched pencil thin mustaches.
Florida?
I wish I had one, Ted. Don't you wish you had one?
Are you ready for this? Soul patches might be making a comeback because
Boston.
5 states researched for soul patches.
I bet the black population is low in all these areas.
Okay.
Because if you're going to call something soul patch, it's going to be like Kentucky.
Who do you think
That's
is
a
among?
club.
Right, exactly.
Who do you think is among the club for the soul patch?
All the hipster
5 states.
Colorado, Vermont, Washington, Oregon, California.
You got pretty close there. Arizona, Missouri, New Jersey, Oregon, and Washington.
Yeah,
all for the
Jersey.
soul
Hipster
patch.
out here, yeah. Sure.
Yeah,
Soul patch.
with 3 states, mutton chops.
All right.
Who's looking at the mutton chops? We got 3 states.
I'm going to say, have we had Michigan yet?
We have had Michigan. They look for the Banholz beard.
Or what about Kansas?
Or like Wisconsin, Alaska.
Mutton
even.
is the same as lamb chop, right?
I think so.
Pretty close. I'll say Ohio because of George Foster.
I'm thinking somewhere in that.
Like in the middle of the country, I feel like, man,
Yeah,
I'm riding my
almost
bike.
southern Arkansas.
You guys are riding it just right. Actually, I think all but one were actually named here. Arkansas is one. Iowa is the second one. And then Wisconsin is the third. So you got kind of the Midwest states there.
Badges.
2 states are very into goatees right now. Which 2 states are looking at goats?
Anyone that wants to get into a Big Bass Pro Shop.
Okay.
So it's required that you look like Steve Austin with a shaved head and a goat. So I'm going to say.
So like South Carolina and.
I'm going to say Virginia.
I'll go.
You know, that's strong. Maybe even Maryland.
I'll go Idaho and Florida.
You guys are way off there on opposite side of the country. One, you have Alaska looking for the goatee.
Okay.
And the other one is Rhode Island. Since technically Rhode Island's is the circle beard, which is the goatee that attaches to your mustache.
The Mr. Bill.
I think the goatee's fine. There's just a lot of people with goatees who have made it look bad.
There are, because a lot of people just started doing it and say, hey, bro, it's not for everyone.
And finally, there are 2 states that aren't too big into facial hair. You guys know the 2 that aren't looking for the facial hair there.
Florida and Hawaii and California.
That's a good guess.
That's strong.
The first one looked for, they said that they wanted perfect stubble, and that is North Dakota.
Really?
They're just looking for stubble out there. And the second one wants, quote, a close shave. Ted, your home state of Maryland.
Huh.
Well,
maybe being trimmed up, yeah, for sure.
That makes sense. It's like, I know people that have beards there now, but it was shocking when I grew my beard.
All right.
Seriously, we were like, what the hell's that about?
There's a man in Michigan busted for possession of meth that gave cops a fake name, but there's just one problem.
What was the problem?
Tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now. In the meantime, it's going to get tested on the line. For Profile This, we will take caller 9 at 206-421-ROCK. All right, if we made it to drinking time.